All right, week 4. It's in our Van Cleves Guide number 62, and you can follow along on page 34 of that book. We're talking about pollution. So for this experiment, we're observing the outreaching effects of a small amount of pollution on a stream and wildlife. So for this experiment, we have a measuring cup, tap water, and if we can have a mom go ahead and fill this up at the end of the experiment for the next class, that would be great. A glass jar, red food coloring, and a spoon. So what we're going to start with is pour a half of cup of water into the jar. Add and stir, we're going to do 1 drop of food coloring into that. Sorry, I should have prepped this before. Only 1. If you're doing more than 1, it's just not going to be a great result. And go ahead and rinse it out if you do get more than 1 drop of food coloring into that. So you can see our pollution, it's pretty apparent. You can have the kids help you with pouring the water. It says you're going to need about 7 cups before you're going to notice that the water goes completely clear. But just talking about, as they're adding the water, how it's getting less and less. You can talk about how pollution, is it still there even if you can't see it? The conversation of maybe pee in a pool might come up, and even if you can't see it, is it still there? Like, even though it's a little bit of faint yellow in a big pool, is it still there? So just talking about that. So it gets fairly clear. You can still see a little bit of a tinge of pink to that water, and so just talking about how that pollution is still there. But if we take our pollution and add it to a big body of water, how you can barely see that color. That's just barely there. And if you were to pull a cup of water out of there, you would not even notice that there was pollution. It looks clear. Like talking about how I would feel comfortable drinking that even though it has that water in there. So go ahead and have a mom empty out this big bucket, fill it about half full, and then filling our pitcher full of water too. Definitely give your kids a chance to write what their observations were, talking about different pollutants and that sort of thing. Definitely some good information in the Van Cleves Guide. But remember, no more than 1 drop of food coloring, and it still is a little bit pink. And I feel like this is like a 3-gallon bin, so definitely no more than 1 drop of food coloring.